like fire, Mantello rise with hearts so dire. To Carleon's gate he brings desire, to claim the throne his blood requires. In Escavalon, where shadows creep, he dreamt of title once so deep. High king he'd be, and make them weep. The Saxons' hold he vowed to sweep. Mantello, the brave, the bold, in legends whispered, tales retold. With sword and shield he breaks the mold, a hero's fate in dark and old. Against Edic's might he stood tall, in Carleon's halls he faced the call. For Logra's lands he'd give his all, the Saxon hold he vows to fall. With every strike the foes would cower, in vengeful winds he finds his power. In Carleon's dawn, a golden hour, Mantello's name the lands endower. Battles fierce with cries of flame, he etched in history his name. Swords clashing wild, a deadly game, Escavalon's pride he reclaimed.
Hi and welcome. We're back with the final episode of year 506 of Nanteliad's Legacy. We're going to go ahead and quickly do some introductions. We're a little bit late, had some camera issues starting off here. We're going to do a quick round through, starting with you, Yampa.
Hey guys, Yampa playing Saroon. Happy to be back.
All right. We'll go to Wergar next.
Hey guys, Wergar, and back to playing Sarkalis, I believe. Good to be back.
Awesome. Drax.
Yep, Drax. Playing Sir Rain. Curious to see what we do this time around. Maybe some more bloodshed, or maybe feasting. Maybe fun.
Maybe both.
Or both.
A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. We'll go to Cormac next, or Bert next.
I'm Bert. I am playing Sir Cormac. And I kind of don't want to get into a fight.
Well, good luck with that.
He doesn't want more madness.
Yeah.
If there's one thing we've seen, we don't need combat for Cormac to be
Yes.
mad. Yeah, that's not a prerequisite.
It's a matter of time.
Yeah, I know.
It's only funny because it's true.
I know. That's what makes it so funny.
I live to see those fumbles.
Pull up the Oracle tables here. All right. As noted the last time we left off, Nanteliad's group basically had reunited in Great Bridge. Let me just open a view of this on the map, and we can pick up from there. Okay, there's Somerset. Okay, so you had recently liberated Great Bridge and put King Cadby back on his seat of power. From there, Nanteliad was going to lead Conroys of Men, or launch Conroys of Men across Great Bridge rather than through Bath, which would be the other way into Somerset. And the goal was to liberate the Northwest, at least. Liberate them as much as you guys could claim with the Conroys you go across with. We're going to do these in more vignette style. I need to know if anyone's not wanting a position of command, because you are all veteran knights at this point. You're all allotted a Conroy of command if you want.
Why not?
Is Sarkalis...
Healthy?
How much time has passed? Because he still would probably...
How much
still need time.
How much wounds did you have left?
Before I played the other character, I was at 10. I don't know how much time passed during the excursion or after.
Gotcha. Well, let's find out here. Realistically, it's going to be like this. 8 weeks.
Okay.
Oh.
That would have been 8 weeks probably from the point of Great Bridge being liberated. So if you already got some healing rates back, you have to count that in. But is your healing rate still 3?
Yes. So
that'd be like 24 health back.
Yeah, he's in good shape then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually back to full now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you wait like a season, you're usually back to good place if you're a knight, if you're a hardy knight. If you have a crappy con and strength and stuff, you don't heal as quick. Okay. So on that note, maybe we'll go across the list here. Rune, do you want a Conroy of your own command?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Callis?
Yes. Yes, I will take one.
Rune or Rain, sorry.
Rain is probably the least qualified out of the group, but if it's thrust on him, he would.
No one will force you to. You have to step up and claim it if you want it.
Then no, he would go with a different one.
Okay.
He's looking for the best overall results, not necessarily his personal glory in the matter.
Okay. Is there any? Let's finish though, and we'll come back to you, Cormac. You want?
Yes.
Okay. So with that in mind, Rain, Collis, Rune, and Cormac are leading. Do you want to position with any of them?
Where is Sir Justin going? Because he's
Uh,
kind of trying to look out for his brother-in-law.
Let me do a test for Sir Justin here.
Okay.
14. Oh, that's close. Sir Justin passes on leadership this year, which is not like his normal position. Of
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Let's go cruising around with Rune.
Okay. Rune and Rain.
I'd also like to request that Matic go with Rune,
Okay.
mostly because of his unwise decision.
I had completely forgotten about that.
I'd like to have.
Why?
I'd like Rune to evaluate him.
And failed.
Stab him on the forehead.
Yeah.
You're not a knight anymore.
Okay. That is very much doable. So we will start with some rolls here. We'll kick off to some slightly more. We need something a little more epic than that. Let me see here. Gotta find the right one. I don't want the big combating music. This will do. All right. Rune, then we'll start with you, left to right. Actually, hold on. We're gonna determine this randomly. Collis, we're gonna start with you.
All right.
Collis, I need you to make a D10 roll.
D10. 8.
Okay, and then I just need you to make a battle test to begin with. Okay.
Yep.
Now I need you to make a battle test -3.
Still good.
Woot.
1 second here. Just gonna see. All right. Okay. Yeah, let me just. I just need to steal Hollis token here. We're gonna use your old one for now. So you liberate this manor, which might be like I can't read it. I'm sorry. Like Bauden or something.
Yeah, something along those lines.
I can always look it up later, but the maps only go so high res. I have the physical book.
I think that says Bedminster. Bedminster?
Bedminster. Yeah, that could be it.
That doesn't look like an S.
Yeah, it looks like a very long F, but
I have the actual physical one. You know what? I won't like slow us down, but I'll also look. Oh God, no, that's not any better. My eyes aren't high res either. Yeah. Okay, so You succeeded the second one, so we're just gonna do another test.
Okay, it is Bedminster, actually.
Okay. You liberate down to here. Battle test -3.
Battle test.
Oh, sorry. Battle test -5.
-5.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Your Conroy suffers enough losses where you have to combine with a greater force at this place. So we'll kind of see what that looks like there. But you get 80 glory for liberating two separate manors.
Nice.
Tick on battle if you don't have a tick on battle yet. Then let's determine if you took any damage from the losses here. So I need you to make a weapon skill of your choice. So it can be spear or weapon skill of your choice, I guess would be the better way. If you fail that, we'll test horsemanship. Good. Okay. We'll also... No, we're not going to test horsemanship with a past weapon skill. So you can tick that.
Alright.
Okay, we're going to put you on pause there. And then we're going to go to the others. Let's see. There we go. Okay. Now we're at Rune and Rain. So Sir Rune, let's go ahead and just gonna get your token ready. Why don't you give me a D10 roll first? Okay. So standard fare, nothing, no curveballs, basically, is what that is. So
Because I need all of the good things.
right. Okay, so what you can do now is you can give me a battle test flat. All right. Success is great. All right, and then okay, so you're in, the two of you go through the liberation of see that place called, see, I want to say that's the Tarleton.
Yeah.
Fucking way they wrote in the Tudor era is frustrating. Okay. Now we're gonna do the battles roll -3. Rune, were you? 50-50. Okay. Your forces, your Conroy suffers enough losses where they have to combine at this point after that liberation. We're gonna get both Rune and Rain to give me a weapon skill of your choice, modified. Okay, both of you fight well. So Rain, you're gonna end up with 10 glory, 20 for you. Or wait, so sorry, Paulus, did I give you 80 total? Give you 80 total. Right?
Yes.
Okay. So in that case, it's 40 to Rune and 20 to Rain. 40 glory for Rune, 20 glory. All right. And then we're going to check on Cormac.
All right. So,
Or Cormac the
Cormac.
okayest. God, man. You wrote it. And so your sheet
he
says
fails
that's
more
why I'm
often than not, so makes sense.
All right, so tell me about Cormac here. Why don't you roll me a d10?
All right. I will roll you a d10. And I rolled a 1.
All right, so there will be an interruption of some kind. Roll me battle and then roll me 2d100.
All right. Battle. Success. 96 and 52.
96 to 52. Okay. You end up finding Bert in an unchecked passage, real close to the water. Like the Cornish aren't defending at the actual bank of the river, and you're able to relay that information if you wish back to Nantiliad. It could basically mean the difference of the armies being able to move about the northwest with little, opposition. Let's say.
I mean, I'll send a runner back.
Okay. Why don't you roll me a squire test?
Even though I don't have a squire?
Yeah, just represent your runner.
All right. What number would you like me to put in for?
You know what? You wouldn't be without a squire at your position. Like if someone died, you'd just be taking someone who's dead squire. So let's see who that is. Urian is his name. Oh,
Uno momento. Let me get that down.
He likes
And-
to swim.
Yeah.
and he's 16 years old. A big swimmer.
You're in. 16.
Super lazy.
At 20.
He's just a river kid. Grew up on the river.
Yeah, yeah.
Obviously. That's got to be it. All right.
His name's Tom
Squire
Sawyer.
Incoming.
All right. Holy random. Let's see where he's from. South Counties?
Salisbury.
Salisbury.
Nice.
Interesting.
Okay. So you convey that back. You can... did you test the roll yet?
He failed.
Okay. Well, he'll get lost, but that's okay. Turns out the river is a little confusing. You're without your squire for the next bit. That doesn't mean he's dead or something.
My squire this whole bit.
Yeah. Eventually, people will be like, "You're assigned to Cormac." He's like, "God, no, please, please." And like, I like life.
Anything but.
It's like being assigned a
My
red
only
shirt.
squire so far made it to be a knight.
Yeah, it's true. Okay.
Yeah. He's a Satan worshiper.
He's not a Satan worshiper.
Bullshit. Religious
He's
Knight
more
was
worldly
right
than
there watching him
spiritual.
do
Some
some
old guy
shit.
said he can find me and bring me back.
All right.
Fucking
Yes.
pouring holy water all over him.
Kinshim
Do it.
is what you went after initially. I think you stay on the waterway for your next target. Will be here. So go ahead and roll me your battle -3.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right. Journey continues. The next one is shooting. This will be battle -5.
All right. Nope.
Oh.
At that
That's where I
point,
get stopped.
at that point, your combined forces, your forces combined with others because of the suffered losses on your second. We'll go ahead and get you to roll a weapon skill of your choice. See how you fare.
Got a question.
Yep.
Do you mind if I take more of a defensive stance of not fighting and letting my and basically leading my convoy from the back?
What's the reasoning?
He just almost tried to kill his cousin
So what's
in
the
a fit of
sorry?
madness.
Not
and
what's
he
the
is-
logical reasoning? What's the trait emotion driving it? Is
Oh.
it coward? Is it fear that you're gonna let go, or is it not trusting yourself, or is it prudence? Because those are
it
two very
is-
different things.
It is hate self, not trusting myself, sort of thing.
Okay. Not trusting yourself. I need you to make an opposed test between cowardice and prudence, and whichever one succeeds is the one you pick. And you get to choose which one you roll. If you succeed at that one, then that's the one you get to pick.
I'm gonna roll prudent first.
Okay,
I
take
succeed.
prudence. Yep, that's all you need to do. You don't have to take cowardice, or you don't have to test cowardice. If you succeed at the first one, you're done. All right, so that's
Nice.
80 glory for you, plus 10 once your squire finally makes it back to Bristol.
All right.
So add 10 more. We're gonna get everyone to make another battle test -3 in the combined forces because this will be extended and continue. All of you.
Can you remind me what Rune and Rain got for their glory awards for this?
Yep, 40.
I
and
got 20.
Sorry, both of y'all spoke at the same
40
time.
and 20.
Rune got
40 for
40.
Rune. Rain got 20. Yeah, because Rain's not
Fantastic.
leading.
I passed mine. My battle check.
Cool.
I did so.
And you said battle -3, right?
Yep.
Success.
Hey, look at that. Everybody did.
Nice. We're killing it.
Okay, you guys campaign until the end of the campaign year. All of you do. So, we're just gonna go through and give out some random glory for this. Rune, here's yours. Another 20 glory for Rune. Collis, 25 glory. Rain, 23
Hold up,
glory.
hold Moving so fast.
It's just left to right. Rune, Collis, Rain. And Cormac, 24 glory.
Nice.
All pretty comparable. Considering that was 2d20 and didn't swing at all, really. I was waiting
No, it
for
was
somebody to
pretty
get
level.
like 3.
I was-
Right.
I mean, if somebody was going to get 3, it was going to be me.
Well, that's, That's what I thought might happen, to be honest.
Did we take any prisoners doing this?
So,
Very important.
you know what? Not for the first part, because that's what those oracle rolls were, and nothing came up. At least not personal ones. You would have maybe claimed hostages, but not personal, not ones you defeated on the battlefield or offered up to you. But we haven't rolled randomly to see if any of you encountered anything wild in this last leg of things. So why don't we roll a D10 for each of you, and if it's a 6 or below, there's some kind of random event.
4.
1.
Okay, so 2.
9.
Yours is straightforward. Well, Cormac never gets straightforward.
Yeah.
All right, we'll start with Collis, 2D100.
34 and 13.
Okay. So nothing in the way of prisoners or anything like that. I think you're gonna get some glory here, and we're gonna make it significant. I think I'm gonna make it your role there. 47 glory. You take charge of your combined forces that you had to combine with as the most skilled military officer of the group, and you guys are the sort of the most successful. You liberate, even though we're not going to give you like tons and tons of glory, you liberate like 10 or 11 more small manors throughout the West. Yeah.
Nice.
So you're kind of left with the biggest success out of all of Ninteliad's armies during this phase.
What's new?
He's a skill
definitely have
commander.
general
Yeah.
work. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Broke his ego. The lion of Belgrade.
The lion of Belgrade.
Okay. Rain. Let's see what happens to you. So, and you know what? We might as well get Rune to roll at the same time in case they link. So,
Okay.
2D100 for each of you.
75 and 9.
24 and 34.
Okay. You find the two of you find a spy within your own ranks. And okay, someone let's see here. Need to go to the
You
map.
know who would be perfect? Matic.
Yeah.
We just have to kill him, but
No, Maddox's not going to be a spy. That's not
Yes,
quite-
Satan.
et tu brute. It was Collis.
Okay. No, I know exactly what it is. We're not looking for the spy. We're looking for a risk of casualty. So Justin is within your unit. Basically, Let me just make sure I got this right. Okay. The three of you, Rain, Rune, and Justin, start to get hints that there is someone within the unit that seems to be sharing news beyond your unit, and you're not sure how or where. You start to suss it out. Justin's the one to find the person, unfortunately first, and he's hit with a critical stab from a dagger. They bring the guy before you, Rune. Let's see who he is. You know, Mr. Evan. See if he was like a person. Claimed to be Salisbury. So Sir Evan is dragged before you, Rune, after he's found. Rain, when you go to retrieve Justin to let him know that you think you've apprehended the spy, you find Justin in a pool of blood, and he's like just barely breathing. He needs immediate attendance or he will die.
Alrighty. Well, straightforward. Rain is going to have. Well, I guess if my squire's not available, I'll do it. But otherwise, Leontis would be the one responsible trying to stabilize them until we can move them.
You're gonna assign Leontis to it.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see if he can do it because he's gonna be better at it than Rain by a lot. Yeah, and so Rain's sitting there just trying to help out Leontis the best he can. First aid roll in, yeah.
Yep.
There we go. He's had a rough go of it recently.
Okay. So Justin is stabilized but will need surgery.
Yeah, I mean that'd be immediate for Rain. He'll be hefting him off to get him wherever he can until they can get him to a surgeon.
As they bring, safe to say that you maybe sent a runner to let Rune know that Justin was.
Yeah.
So as they bring this Sir Evan before you, Rune, runner runs up to you and says, "Sir Rune, message from Sir Rain. Sir Justin has been stabbed. He's not stable at this point. Sir Rain wished you to know."
Do we suss out any information from the spy? Like, does he have anything worthwhile? Like maybe maps or something? I don't know.
Yes, a bit. Just maps, I think, would be the right answer to that. So not any real information beyond that. You find out his orders were to relay information. He's been using his squire to relay information back to Prince Park.
Rune will order him to be shackled, all of his weapons taken away, and then he is going to go to ventilate himself to face judgment.
Okay. Interesting. Why don't you, because you roll yourself, why don't you test the opposite real quick? Okay. Yeah, so it's not necessarily a merciful action for you either. It's like you aren't resolved to mercy. You're like, get him out of my sight before I do something here.
Yeah. Before we have a repeat of the Breckhead kid in one raid.
Is Rain aware of all this information? And if so, he would ask about where's his squire at.
He would tell you that his squire was to ride south to a place called Axbridge, and then there was another runner there that would connect.
And where are we now in relation to that?
You're like way up, maybe in here.
Yeah. Okay, I was just curious to see what the time frame was
Yeah.
between.
It'd be like
departure.
a day and a half ride, but no one misses Squires. No one notices Squires.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of the perfect little
Yeah.
setup, right? Because no one really pays attention to the help. They pay attention to the knights. Because you're not doing anything cruel, we'll assume that he doesn't have to spill a lot of beans to either rune, so he doesn't. Especially with a high loyalty lord.
Yep.
Hey, you can
Totally.
I think get a tick on just, even though you failed Cool and Mercy. It's still a just thing to send him before Nantilia. Right. And I think for Rain, we'll give you a tick on Modest for letting your squire do something glory, important rather than yourself.
Okay. That's cool. Hey, Leontis is a cool kid, so.
How old is he now?
I got him at 17 right now.
You only had him for 1 year then? 2 years?
Yeah, 2 years. Yeah.
All right.
And he saved Rain's life, and yeah, so kid's got a good future ahead of him.
All right,
now.
guys.
Anyway.
That will conclude the warring phase of the year.
Cool.
We're gonna go ahead and move into like 5-minute vignettes for the fall, and then we're going to bring us to a small winter. We're gonna do a little bit of a Christmas feast.
Yes.
Woot, woot.
Probably won't have time for a full one, but see what we can get.
That's
through.
okay.
We'll see what we can do.
Lots of chaos in a feast, short or not.
Okay, so to do this right, we're gonna pick someone at random and put them on the spot, but everyone else start thinking about what it is you want to do. Right. So
Okay.
when it gets to your turn, you can do that. You have been able to return home at this point. That's the idea.
Oh, okay.
So this is the fall, so this would be crop season. We go to Cormac first.
Nice.
All right.
You know
So-
what you'd like to focus on in about 10 words or less?
Honestly, Cormac is focusing on his daughter.
What specifically about her?
Just spending as much time with her as possible.
So you're trying to like foster her forward, her education, her learning, or is this more about love, more about
This is
being a good dad?
This is a combination of everything. His own father wasn't there, so he's trying to make up for that in everything. I think he does read to her quite often.
Okay. How old is she now?
About a year. She was only born this last winter.
Okay. Then in that case, I'm gonna give you an energetic roll because babies are exhausting. So,
Okay.
gonna see- right? Yeah, you're dad of the year. You're there in the middle of the night. You're helping when she's crying. You're making sure that she's looked after. She's entertained. You're with her a lot, and you start to develop
This is 506.
quite a
isn't it?
bond with her. Yeah, welcome.
Yeah. Yeah, she's about a year old.
Awesome. Yeah. So you do a great job there. Tick energetic. Tick love of family. Let's see who we go to next. Rune.
I mean, Maroon is going to be mostly the same. First, he's going to go make sure that the visions that he saw of mountains of dead people in his lands is not true. And probably see how his wife is faring since she was sick.
Right. Sorry. Before I do this, keep those two in mind. I'm just going to cut back to Cormac. Roll me a d10, please. You need to see if there are any
Yes,
curveballs.
sir.
Yep. Generally, how I run these vignette scenes is it's if there's no curveballs, then what you were after just kind of plays out based on the test and stuff. If there's a curveball, then it's like something happens to you while you're doing something else. That's the idea. So with your priority, nothing comes your way, Cormac. It's nice and straightforward.
Okay.
You're at peace for the first time in a long time. It's kind of weird. You're like looking over your shoulder. You're like, things are going really well, too well. You know?
Yeah, your squire making a
not that
deal with the
suspicious.
devil does that.
I check it
Yeah.
every year, but I'm not that suspicious.
Yeah.
I'm just enjoying the time.
Okay. So back to Rune. Let's start with your D10 roll. As you go to check. your family. All right. 2D100. Yeah, you've had bad luck with these. You know?
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty high.
And your whole family's dead. Fuck.
It's been conquered by the Irish.
Why would the Irish come conquer your people?
I don't know, just his bad luck.
It's mountain ghosts that are screwing us over now. There's plagues and stuff.
Okay. This is interesting.
I don't like that at all.
I need a name for her. Okay. Reese Arwen. Okay. You delivered the spy to Ninteliad, and while you're back home visiting your family, the plague's still quite active in your land. Your wife and your family seems to be on the slow mend, but they are recovering. They look better than the last time you saw them. While you're there, you end up with a surprise sort of envoy that passes through, a very small envoy, and it's the Banners of Ninteliad.
I will show them in and show them the hospitality that deserves their station.
So this is not Ninteliad, but a detachment of his household knights. They have with them the spy from Salisbury, who they've now learned is a spy from Cornwall directly. It seems that Ninteliad has granted you the right of justice on behalf of them, so you can enact justice as you see fit on behalf of the spy. One of the Brecken old crones that you've kind of not really known, but she's been helping around, just like helping keep your wife and daughter well, you know. She's not like an expert in anything, but she just seems to be always there helping, making sure they're cool, making sure they're fed, stuff like that. She looks like she happens to be like in the room as a servant would while this is happening, and she walks over to you and like in a low voice says, "And a prisoner? You know, there is something you could do for the land for that prisoner."
And that is?
There is talk of this bloody whale. They say that a proper sacrifice to such a spirit might quell it for some time.
He'll just not. He won't. I mean, he's gone to the bloody whale himself. We'll talk more of this once the envoys have left, and he will make sure that the prisoner is well shackled and maintained in wherever he can. I don't know. I don't think I have dungeons, but.
To be determined.
You would in the town. You would have a holding cells.
Yep.
Do you want to put that off for the winter to make the decision, or do you want to enact your decision, whatever that may be?
Oh, he's doing it. He's just going to. He's sacrificing this man.
You were talking crap about Matic.
Yeah.
Well, he has to save his people. This is like this is the first shining light that he's seen through this tunnel of death and plague and stuff. So he is going to be very low key about it. So he's probably only going to take like super loyal servants or like like pagans that know how the thing is supposed to work. So like super secretive.
Rhys Arwen will go with you if you let the old crone.
Nice.
Okay, so a very pivotal role here. I need you to test Cruel.
Oh, we already know he's cruel.
Roll a d4. It's not so much the act is cruel. This person was defined for this person was given to your care, and it's actually quite just to take a spy that directly put one of your men in threat to the sword. It's not the act itself. It's how well you sleep, how well you separate yourself from the act. And if you were to be honest a bit with yourself, how much you liked it. Your cruel is now 14.
About time.
Hey, a nice tell a story, man.
It's great. I love it.
All right. The effects of the plague seem to decrease. Let's do a spiritual versus worldly test. You can test one, and then if you succeed at it, you don't have to test the other. Let's see if you believe it, or you just think it's a necessity. Like, this is how much you lean into the idea that this works, or if this is.
I think I'm gonna try this one first. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was. He enjoyed it, maybe, but I think it was like he sees that as a necessary evil kind of thing.
This was pragmatic. This is like executing a prisoner for another person, and not something necessarily spiritual and you getting sucked into the pagan sort of concepts. You kind of separate yourself from that.
I think he understands that there's like other forces at work here. He doesn't necessarily believe in them, but now he sees that he might be able to use them.
Okay, so we're gonna move on from there, but in the late fall and early winter, the plague does seem to reduce almost to nothing within the lands of Brecken.
Huh.
All right. We'll keep going here. So we've got 2 of them out of the way. Hollis,
All right.
what is your goal? In like 10 words.
Sir Carlos is gonna go visit Lady Helly and spend time with her, since I don't think he really did, because he got married and then he immediately went off to war.
Yeah, that's fair. Is this a romance thing? Is that what we're doing?
It can be, yeah.
It's quality time. We'll give you. Is there anything that the 2 of you would do together, keeping it above table?
Yeah.
What recreations aside from spending a bunch of time in bed? What would you guys be doing? Like what couple activities?
She seems very like an intrigue person, so we'd
Yeah.
probably be gossiping a lot,
Yeah. Okay.
or
That makes sense.
trying to find secrets.
Sharing secrets. I like it. Okay. Roll me a D10. please.
6.
And 2D100.
35 and a 59.
I need you to do a contested intrigue roll against her. So you do?
Uh-oh.
Oh, crit.
Nice. Beautiful.
There we go.
All right. That's good. So she's trying to dig to understand more about who this Finnegan is, and the references to the Winter Prince, whether they're related, and whether or not this is the bastard child of Uther Pendragon. But you're able to keep her at bay with just a little bit of information that's like common without sharing. You get the best of her, so you find out that Finnegan is in King Leo de Grance's lands in Carohag. With a crit, you also learn that Duke Corneus of Lindsay is preparing for a spring march on Londinium to liberate London. And that's like, you get the impression that's super, like there's like 10 people in the know about that.
I see.
Look at Mr. Collis over there.
You can take intrigue. And maybe we'll ask, what was the motivating factor for Collis keeping the information about the Winter Prince away from her?
Because Carlos doesn't really have any. He is famous loyalty lord, but he doesn't. He's not really that connected with King Nantilian.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of probably an honor thing, since Sir Carlos did fight somebody on the behalf of King Nantilian for technically his honor. So he probably would just keep it a secret because it's none of his business, really. he'll still want to know about it, but he's not gonna go putting his fingers in it.
That's fair. We'll give you a tick on honor and a tick on pride.
Ooh.
Right. And then we go lastly to Rain. Give me a D10 roll. Or actually, tell me first. Tell me what you're.
Yeah. Brain is going to make sure that Justin gets back home, or he can come back to Rain's home until he recovers, at least. That way he's not, left alone. And then other than that, it's basically just Rain spending family time with his young family.
Roll me a D10.
Two.
Right, and 2D100.
8 and 87.
So you return home to your family, and during crop season, there's a raid on your lands, Rain. I need you to make a couple rolls for me here. Do you have the siege skill?
Very low.
Is your manor fortified?
Probably not. It's fresh. He's only had it for a year.
Okay. I will give you a battle test. If you succeed, you're going to get a +5 to the siege
Okay.
roll.
Battle roll. We knew this was coming.
That we did.
Nope.
Oh no. All right.
That's gonna work.
Yeah. Your lands are raided. Your cattle are taken. We'll give you a weapon skill as there is a threat to your family.
Okay. Can I impassion?
Yes.
Okay. Is that still just a +5, right?
+5.
Yeah.
Hey, excellent. You best one of the knights, slaying him,
Very good.
and the others ride off with your cattle.
Is there anything on this night?
No, they are distinctly without any sort of heraldry, which would not be uncommon for.
Yeah, because they don't want to be tracked down.
Yeah,
I just figured.
it tends to be. There's two types of raids. Raids where they're like, "Hey, it's us who did it," and there's raids that are like, "We don't want you to know we did it." The later is usually done because there's some kind of politics at stake.
Yeah.
But give me a
hunting.
recognized
I
roll.
track them.
Okay. Give me a recognized roll -3 first.
Okay. This will take a miracle. Yeah, no.
You don't recognize the dead. You go to track them. Give me a hunting roll.
Am I still in passion?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Now give me a hunting roll -3. You.
Can I use my reroll or my yearly thing?
The yearly thing has changed. No, it's a.
I know it's not a reroll.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can't reroll a fumble on it on the new thing.
Oh,
You
okay.
can only reroll. So it's a push like in Call of Cthulhu. So if you fail a roll, you can
Gotcha.
push it at the risk of a
Gotcha.
fumble. You can't get worse than a
Got it.
fumble, so it doesn't really work.
Alrighty.
You get lost in the woods for a bit.
Yeah.
Roll a d7. How many days?
A week.
You track them.
Chase them off
You
woods.
track them as far north as the Hereford, and you lose them there.
Hereford.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is the forest you typically travel through on your way to Camliard.
Mm-hmm.
So they're heading north.
Yeah.
I mean, there's the mountains there, like, you know, but you have your suspicions, so feel free to take them into account whatever way you want.
Yeah.
Actually, we're gonna move on to the feast now, guys. You'll
Okay.
get 20 glory for that, Rain,
Okay.
on top of the crit glory. So we're gonna
Nice.
do this a little different because we're not gonna have enough time for like a multi-round feast. Probably, we're going to do the first 2 rounds of the feast in rapid pace, and then the final round in non-rapid. And the reason why I want to switch that is because that way you have some geniality when you go to do whatever is the third thing is that you go to do. So, where's the colors? Missing 2 of them. Right? There you go. Colors. All right. Let's start with April. See where y'all are sitting. This takes place in Caerleon.
Okay.
Hollis, if you don't wish to be here, we could just get you to roll on the side if you want to sit this out. It's up to you. I only say that because you're now a knight of Logos. Ooh.
He'll probably still attend.
Your fashionista is up to an 18 now.
Yes, my wife, the fashionista.
Yeah, you can put her at an 18 for fashion.
Cool.
Oh, is there a roll for that? I forgot that.
Fashion?
Yeah, for the wives.
If your wife dresses you, you can make her fashion roll.
I'm not sure if she does, but she's better than I am at probably. So
So we don't have a number for her yet? For
yeah, it's a 12. I do. Yeah. Yeah, she passed.
Right, so you get a +2.
Nice.
What does a crit look like?
+2 rather than a +1.
Okay. Still
I
failed.
fumbled my app roll, so
I honestly thought that you got a fumble, Bert.
No, but we're in Carline. I have advantage on app rolls.
Yes, you do. Yep.
well, I am with the dogs again, quite literally.
Dog night.
Yeah, with my own dog. Brought my own
I
dog.
have
No way.
That's all right. I'm with you, brother.
No, you're on the. Well, yeah, you got to roll one more time to see if you're on the floor or not.
You know, I got
Oh,
I got the perfect explanation for this. For as someone that suffered through this with small children, you are dressed great. You're just before the feast, and your wife hands you your kid, Cormac, and you
Oh no!
you put her up like this, and there's just projectile vomit
Projectile.
all over
Every
passed
I've
out.
held for the past, God, 10 years now,
Yeah.
vomits on me within 5 seconds of me carrying them.
right? All that does is
Every
that you
single
below
one.
the salt. Basically, you miss your prime seating, and like you end up below the salt because they're like, oh, maybe Cormac won't be attending this year. Like, damn it, I was gone for 5 minutes. All right, so that's Dog Night. We're back to the old school stuff with Rain and Cormac below the salt.
Yep.
And then is Rune or Collis more glory? We had more glory coming into this year. We don't
I
have the glory.
have 8,100.
Yeah, he'll take it.
Rune, you are first then. So all we're doing for this, right now for these first couple episodes or first couple of rounds, you can't pull feast cards for this. You're just rolling and testing something at a high level. We're not going to go through the explanation of it, so that we can focus in on round. Sound good?
Yeah. What was the thing that you rolled? You can roll temperate, courtesy, intrigue, gaming. What else?
Flirting,
Flirting,
dancing.
dancing. I'm gonna try and dance with my wife.
Temperate or indulgent.
I dance horribly with my wife.
You dance horribly and still net genially. Hollis.
I think Hollis is going to. I think he'll probably just do intrigue, just gossip with people. He'd see what's like the news going on.
Okay. Yeah, you want to get the lay of the land?
Yes. Oops. Another crit.
Ooh.
There we go.
Nice.
All right. So funny enough, you're let's see here. Crit is really good. You find out that Ninteliad's basically all but committed to war next year. You find out that Gwydir's not here. No one's talking about it, which is weird. You already learned about Corneus, but you basically more or less confirm Corneus's siege of London next year. And then lastly, you'll learn that Sir Rune, one of his most trusted men, talks to you about concern for Rune.
And I probably ask him to elaborate because there's probably many things wrong with him. I don't know what you're talking about.
Everything is perfectly fine.
I think he says like, just make sure that he's actually you're pagan, aren't you? I don't.
Yes.
I'm not sure he would approach it from that angle. The whole giving his soul to the devil or anything like that. I think he'll just say, he's motivated to keep his family alive like all are. Just make sure he doesn't lose his own soul in the process. And then he's like, I have to go. I can't speak any more of the ill he did to fend off that terrible spirit.
All right.
I'm not sure if you even knew about the Bloody Whale news.
Probably not.
Okay. We'll say that because you critted, we're giving you a lot here. So because you critted, you learned that there were rumors of effectively a hostile spirit in Brecken that they believed to be causing the plague. Specifically the pagans believed it to be. And you kind of put two and two together. The only news you don't have is that actually, we'll say that too. You learned that the spy that they found that almost killed Justin was gifted to Rune to see justice. So you're just connecting dots together with this crit. Okay.
I see.
All right. We'll cut over to Rain next.
Hmm. I was gonna try to do something in regards to the last little bit in fall, but it doesn't fit the character. So, Rain is going to try to see if he can get as many people possible drunk, because he wants to see if he can overhear anyone bragging about their recent raids on his territory.
All right. Okay, so this is interesting. You're doing this from a temperament test?
He's doing the nice, yeah. He's trying to do the nice host thing, and yeah, but he's intentionally hoping to get people drunk so they start blabbing. Yeah, he's got ulterior motives.
I want you to make an intrigue test, not a temperate
'Kay.
test. And if you're successful,
Yep.
it'll come off as temperate, because that's your usual MO. There you go. Tick. Give it a tick, and
It's already ticked.
Some of the men up near the forest talk about some knights that came passing through, and one of them recognized one of the names. We'll give him an actual name. Sir Gwengid.
Okay.
Sir Gwengid's actually from Carline originally, but he's a household knight to your cousin, or to Sir Diggett.
Okay.
And so basically, it confirms that this raid came from at least one knight that serves.
Yep.
Here's your cousin.
That's what he was looking for. Anyone that was witnessing Rain would have known that he was very irritable. And that seems to change almost immediately after he finds out something.
That's right. Oh, he seems less irritable?
Yeah, now that he's got something to go on.
Interesting. Okay. All right.
He's not very good at hiding his emotions, so.
That's fair. Okay, we will go to Cormac next. For the end of
Alright.
round.
Cool. Cormac. Somebody's got to play up the Swords of Nintiliad. Cormac, with Katrin on his hip, is going to go ahead and is going to sing a song about the taking of Great Bridge.
Just a note too, if you guys can all have like your order banged out for round 2 immediately, just so we save as much time as possible, because we will not get to an actual real round if we go at this pace. Go ahead and give me a singing roll, music roll. All right,
Got it.
yeah, it seems to be well received. Many sing along. Probably the people from Great Bridge. Yeah, okay. And I'm like, you sing about Bedegrain? Like, people aren't happy about
No, Great Bridge.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everyone's, it's a recent win, so everyone talks about it. All right. There we go. That brings us to round 2. Back to Rune.
I barely rolled this. I'm gonna roll gaming. I'm stuck at gaming too, apparently.
You're just off your game, so to speak.
Yep. It's a whole sacrifice to monsters and stuff. You know, it's a little bit awkward.
Yeah, it's a little exhausting. all this cruelty is
Uh,
passing. Yeah. We'll burn some ants outside. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So someone gets the best of you. You're half in it. You're not paying attention. Clearly, you're famous in gaming, so this is just you being slightly off your focus. Collis.
Collis is going to do indulge, and he's going to use the opportunity to like bring a mug to Sir Rune as well.
Okay.
He's gonna start asking him some questions.
Okay.
Indulge.
Ooh.
Famously tempered, by the way.
All right. We'll put that aside. We'll give that roll. So you still get 1 for being near the salt. We'll go to Rain real quick for round 2.
It's just gonna be Rain stepping out to get some air with his wife, Lady O'Leary. And just spend time together after the incident on their home.
All right. Romance, courtesy. What are you doing here? Temperate.
I'll do romance. It's terrible, but that's what I'm gonna go for. I'll try to impassion with Lady O'Leary here, just in case.
Yeah,
Pass. That's cool.
Pick it.
Yeah. Nice. Okay, and then I'll roll
+6.
romance.
You got a geniality.
Yeah. Okay. Nope. He's
No
not
bueno.
good at that stuff.
But
Nah.
you got to tick on Love Lady O'Leary.
Yeah.
So,
That's good.
The worst
okay.
feast we'd ever have. Well, for me at least.
Cormac.
All right, so Cormac. Cormac, who is incredibly proud of his daughter, is basically going around introducing his daughter to everybody.
I can see
Have you
that.
met my daughter?
I'm
Think
gonna
Hugh from Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah, I'm
You
gonna
know,
go
before he dies.
I'm gonna go with courtesy on that one +1.
Okay.
Or I'll accept orate, one of the two.
What's my orates in that? I'm orate. Yay.
All right. Perfect. All right, so that brings us to round 3. We get to play this round out in full.
Cool.
Maybe we'll put Collis before Rain. Are you gonna start digging here, Collis? Maybe we'll leave this as an actual RP scene for a minute for you.
Yes. Sir Collis will start digging in. He'll see that Sir Rune is failing to do just about anything. Tripping on like the floor where everyone's sort of trying to dance, and then losing at dice or whatever we're playing. And he's probably just going to come over. Sir Rune, you seem to be off of your game for this feast. Usually you're the life of the party, but it doesn't seem like it.
Awkward, but I have to step away for a second. Yeah, I'll be right back really quick.
Okay, we'll put a pause on those two. We'll go to Rain for the round.
I'm gonna draw cards.
All right, let's see it.
I still only get 3, I think. 7,000, right?
Yeah. And just remember, when you do cross the 8,000 threshold, you gotta wait till the next year, till that glory moves
Yeah.
to your current glory. Oh,
Yeah, I'm waiting for winter phase. I don't want to deal with fire. I have PTSD from that. Wow. Those don't really fit. Well, you know what? I was saying that I was trying to get people drunk, so let's do more drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to get everyone belligerent. Yeah. All players indulgent. Yeah.
All players. Oh boy, everyone's got to make a.
It's
I am
mandatory.
drunk.
for
No, it's
indulgent.
mandatory if you're indulgent 16 only.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah,
Never mind.
yeah.
So you can test temperate instead if you want. Basically.
Sweet. Even me as is my card.
Or wait, no. This isn't. Everyone,
No, I have to.
Everyone has to test indulgent.
Yeah.
It's just if you had one card amongst 3, the
Right.
mandatory would mean you'd have to pick that card. Like, oh, a chance to drink? I'm down.
Yeah. I failed indulgent, which is to be expected.
I failed indulgent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe failing indulgent just means that you're okay. If I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hollis, you're at that point where you're drunk, I believe, which is
Yes.
a bonus to a number of things and a not so small to a number of things. So we'll put that aside for a minute. Failure on indulgent. What was the failure for indulgent? Doesn't really have a penalty. All right, so no.
It
no
literally
glory.
just makes you drunk. Yeah.
Cormac.
All right. Is King Lot and his wife actually here?
No, sorry, that's from last time.
Okay. Then let's go ahead and pull some cards.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, Lady and You.
Postcard.
And it's a house card.
Important Lady.
Oh, that's a good card. I like that one.
Just because Trent will be pissed, we'll do Lady Eglin. A better green lady.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really net you much. There's not much you do, but you chat with her. You're not looking to petition the host for permission to court the lady because
No, because I'm married.
yeah. But you have a nice conversation and net yourself a third geniality below the salt.
Yay.
Yeah. All right, so we go back at that point to Collis and Rowan.
All right.
What was it that you said? You said something about me being off my game, right?
Oh, by the way,
Yes.
before you do this, you need to test indulgent. There's a card that made everyone test indulgent.
I'm trying to get people drunk.
Yes, you're
I was
fine.
really close.
I was gonna say, I figure us swords are pretty good about that. We're all like pretty close to famous, temperate, except for Gwydir.
Yeah. Well, I am famous.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I'm not sure how. I think he'll take the cup from Collis and go like, what? Well, just not my day, cousin.
Collis will probably laugh. You know, a little birdie, and he'll like point his finger at you. A little birdie said, something about an envoy, a prisoner, no, a spy. That's what it was. And I don't know, something about your soul. And then you'll kind of see Sir Collis like, you know, teetering a little bit, and then he has to correct himself. What was that about?
I'm not sure what you mean. I mean, there was a spy that we have captured. Almost killed Destin, funnily enough. I had sent him off to Nantiliad, and I guess the king saw it fit to send him to me afterwards for justice.
Where's he at now?
Well, he is no longer among us because he's a traitor.
I see. I remember our escapades in Reykjavik, and I do remember that you had a calculated hand for an extra edge for cruelty. What is your favorite method for this? Since you clearly dispatched this person. And he'll take another sip.
It was just a simple decapitation with a sword. It wasn't anything truly cruel. I'm not sure why you say these things. I've dispatched the enemies of our king as I saw fit from the start.
Rune, give me a deceitful test. Collis, give me an intrigue -5.
Deceitful test. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Succeed.
Wow.
You confess immediately.
I did this.
It's a terrible lie. Like, you can just, every mannerism of him, if you were playing cards, you'd have like 20 tells right now that tell you that he's just there. What he just said was complete and utter bullshit about a decapitation and and stumbling over the words that way.
Cousin, I am clearly, as you can see, and he'll hold his like arms wide open. As you can see, I am not on my game. I can tell that's a bold-faced lie. I can see it in your eyes. I'm not asking you to shout it from the rooftops. Just what happened?
I did what I had to do to safeguard the health and life of my people and my family.
You'll see him kind of smile as he takes another sip, but the mug hides it. I see. And he'll give you a pat on the back. Well, if you ever need lessons in paganism, we have plenty of hags around or whatever, but druids would be best for you. And he's like, as he's like walking away, don't worry, I won't tell anybody about this. And he'll have like a smirk as he walks off.
He'll nod. He is not worried that he'll tell, but he kind of throws like a cursory glance around him to see if there was like ears that shouldn't have heard that.
Okay, and we'll close with that. We'll make this your intrigue roll. Did anyone else listen?
But you want me to roll intrigue?
Yes. +4. Yep. So your action is you stop and you look around to see if anyone else did indeed hear this. Why don't you give me 2d100? See if there's any curveballs here. All right, and d10 as well. Sir Maddox looks at you, and you can just tell from the look in his eyes, he overheard that.
Karma.
I think Rune just stares at Matic and then raises his cup of wine and then just walks away over to his wife.
All right. All right, and with that, guys, we bring that to a close. So Rune has 4 Geniality, Call is 6, 3 for Cormac, and 1 for Rain. That brings us into the winter phase. So
Nice.
next game will be we finally made it to 507, boys.
Yes.
I don't know where the winter phase page is, but how's it? There we go. All right, so I brought you over the winter phase page. Feel free to link up together to do that. Alternatively, you could try to plan like meeting that half hour before we start with Trent. I know he tends to guide those for you, but you guys might be used to it by now. Yeah, great session, guys. Always love seeing where this game's going. Looking forward to next time. We'll see. For anyone watching, we do 3 games in the same Pendragon universe, all set in interconnected games right now, and it's getting closer and closer as we move forward. So, you can join us for Nintelia's Legacy on Fridays, Salisbury Anarchy on Sundays, and Summerland Enchantment on Tuesdays. We also have a short-term campaign not related to Pendragon starting up tomorrow with our session 0 called the Topaz Tournament, a Legend of the Five Rings story. It'll just be a 4 to 8 episode with people that have never played in Rokugan in any way, shape, or form. And I want to keep their lore just about that level since they're playing not yet Samurai. Soon to
That's
be
awesome.
adults. Yeah. Anyways, thanks guys for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care.
Later.